Hollywood, they're a bunch of phonies, and they don't care about anybody but themselves, and that isn't really the reality. I've met so many nice people in Hollywood, but probably one of the most quality people that I have ever met in my career is my guest today, Ed Begley. Hi, Ed.
Suzanne, wow, thank you. Make my year.
I mean that. You're so authentic. I think that's why your show, Living with Ed, was so successful.
Thank you. We had fun doing it. Rochelle and I had a good time doing it, and we got the word out about a lot of green stuff we are interested in.
Well, you and I did a movie once.
Yes.
And
exclusive.
Exclusive, and you're being the nicest guy in Hollywood. I want to just show you a little clip of my movie with Ed, or our movie together. Here we go.
Marcy, I'm here for you!
For me? You killed all those innocent people for me!
Are you gonna be an ungrateful little girl? After I gave you the story of the year? The exclusive? Come on! We are a team, remember? I saved your damn job. We're invincible.
It was you. You broke into my house. Oh my God, Alan. Oh my God, you're sick. You need help, Alan.
Shut up!
That was our 1992 reality show. That was me. That's actually the real me. And I came into her house. That's a real house. And I didn't know they had cameras. Wow. Awkward.
Anyway, it was fun. And what I was really impressed, we got to know each other then, and you invited Alan and I to your house.
Yes.
And we went upstairs, and you had a cycle that you were,
yes.
What? What did you do with that cycle?
It's a generator bike. You know, many people have exercise bikes. You get on them and ride. Usually it's just a friction pad,
right,
or a little generator that just goes nowhere, and it slows the wheel down for different difficulty levels. Well, mine actually goes somewhere. It does something. It goes into the battery pack where I have my solar batteries collect electricity from the sun. So it goes into that same battery array. When I ride on it, I could, if I ride 15 minutes hard, I could toast a piece of toast, or run a light all day, or run a computer all day.
I want to build a green house. Where do you start?
You know what I did? I want to tell you how I started in 1970. Okay. I was broke back then, couldn't afford fancy things like I have today and have had for years, like solar panels and fancy expensive electric cars or a hybrid car. But I started with the small stuff. Anybody can do that. Even if you're not building a house from the ground up, if you're doing a remodel, or just to make your bills go down, get an energy-saving thermostat and program it. Put up some weather stripping. Get some energy-efficient light bulbs. Ride a bike if weather and fitness permit. Take public transportation if it's available near you. But now, if you're going to get into the real meat of it, which is a remodel or a new construction, then you can do a lot. You can make your walls thicker if you're doing new construction. That's what I'm doing.
Why?
Because it's easier to heat and cool that structure then.
Oh,
the
kind
walls
of that
are thicker.
Adobe kind of concept.
Exactly.
Yes.
More insulation. And you can use recycled denim, a very good kind of, recycled material for insulation. They take old blue jeans and they grind them up into these things called bats. And they fit between the 2x4s, and they give you great insulation properties. And that's what we're doing right now with a LEED Platinum home that we're doing.
What do you mean by a LEED Platinum?
There's different levels of energy efficiency from the U.S. Green Building Council. There's LEED Silver, Gold, and Platinum. And we're going for the Platinum. We're going for the highest rating, and we'll see how we do. I think we'll get it. And we're doing lots of stuff that you don't ordinarily do. We're having an underground rainwater collection system, 10,000 gallons of rainwater underground, not for drinking or showering, it's for irrigation. And you can use that to irrigate your whole property. And if you do it right and plant right with drought-tolerant stuff, you can make it from the last rain in May or whenever it last rains to the first rain in October or November. You can make it through in that 10,000 gallons if you plant right. I'm finally going to be, which has been my goal, Suzanne, to be off the grid. I could never get off the grid in my current home because I have wonderful neighbors to the south, and I love them dearly, but they have a 2-story house and I have a 1-story. So the panels get shaded a fair amount of the year. So I could never make it off the grid. With this, I'll have no shading issues, 10 kilowatts of solar. It'll run the house and charge the electric car and do everything.
We featured the Nissan Leaf, which is 100% electric.
100%.
It was so fun to drive. And I think the only downside where it had a 70-mile capacity.
Right.
And so that means it's for around town, which is good. But won't it be wonderful when they get electric cars to be able to go any distance?
Exactly.
When will that be?
It's going to be very soon. Tesla's coming out with a sedan that'll have a 200 some odd mile range. But before that even happens, right now, you can buy a Chevy Volt that is the best of both worlds. And there's other like the Toyota plug-in Prius, the Ford, the plug-in Prius, the Ford plug-in hybrid. These cars are a twofer. You can drive on pure electric for 40 miles in the Chevy Volt. No gasoline whatsoever. It doesn't come on for a second. If you want to go 41 miles, without you doing anything, internal combustion engine comes on and you can drive to New York.
How'd you become like this, Ed?
I got this way because of my dad. My dad was a conservative who liked to conserve. He turned off the lights and turned off the water, and we saved string and tin foil. That was a good influence. He got me in scouting, and I liked that, and saw nature up close and personal and loved it. But also the negative was living in LA. I grew up in LA, Suzanne, and I lived in that smog for 20 years of horrible smog without being able to do anything. So when the first Earth Day came around, 1970, I said, sign me up. I know smog is real. I'm living with it every day. I had trouble breathing.
Remember?
Yeah.
And that used to be that brown film in the sky.
We still have smog, but it's a fraction of what it was. We have 4 times the cars and millions more people, and the smog is a fraction of what it was because of the catalytic converter, combined cycle gas turbines. And I bought an electric car in 1970, believe it or not. I drove it around because I wanted to do something to make a difference. And now, not only has it been good for the environment, but I can live very cheaply because of all these green things I've done. My bills are all very low. Water bill, natural gas bill, electric bill, all of it. Grocery bill, I grow a lot of my own food, you name it. All my bills are super low because of these green choices.
I didn't ask you if you have a project or anything up and coming.
I've got these wonderful non-toxic cleaning products that you can find at begleysbest.com.
Bless you. You are the real deal. You've been doing it forever. I so look forward to being able to pick your brain when we start building our house, which is soon.
Call me anytime. I've learned a few things. Don't go down some of the bad paths I went down. I can steer you clear of those.
I love your passion.
Thank you, you too.
I love you. Thank you for coming.
Suzanne. Thank you so much.
We'll be back.